Maya. Me and Maya met last Thursday. Maya probably didn't like me last Thursday. But I'll let her end up telling her story to you, because I think if you don't listen to me, maybe you'll listen to her. This girl needs support. And one of the ways I think she's getting that support is knowing I'm behind her 110%. But let me just kind of let her get up and tell her story, and then we'll go from there, okay?
I am here to tell you about my story with sexting and to inform you that it is a very serious matter. Kids today, especially teen girls, always feel pressure to fit in and to make their boyfriends or whoever happy. They are always wanting to please them no matter what. Why? Because who wants to get broken up with? Plus, it's what's popular now. It's what all teens are doing. Sexting is a huge problem with teens because it's not just one or two doing it. Everyone is getting into it. I did it. My friends do it. So my thoughts were, why not? It will make my boyfriend happy. Did I think about the consequences? Sure I did, but I thought I would never get caught. My friends never got caught. I thought for sure I wouldn't, but I was wrong till I got to spend a couple weeks later with my parents at the police department with Officer Shores. While I was in Officer Shores' office, I felt scared to death, embarrassed, humiliated, and honestly felt like my life as I know it was coming to an end. My parents saw what I looked like naked, and Officer Shores also saw what I looked like naked. Just imagine how you would feel if you and your parents sat in a police officer's study in a room with a picture of you naked on the police officer's computer screen. Add on top of that, Officer told me he could charge you with a serious felony crime. Yes, my world was turned upside down in an instant. I guess I never thought about my boyfriend spreading them. Why would he do that? I thought we'd be together forever. I trusted him. I never thought he would do something like that. After they are sent, it's too late. They are not gone, and I learned that the hard way. And when you get caught, it's serious. Nothing about the situation is okay. It's a very serious matter. Parents should step in now, enforce rules, take a stand. I wish my parents would have known about it and could have stepped in before it was too late. But we as teens are not going to tell our parents. Parents help put a stop to it. Parents need to talk to their children and make rules before it's too late. My boyfriend also asked me to make a video of our sexual activity. While I was when I asked him why, he said so-and-so makes them. A lot of teens are getting into this stuff. It's a very dangerous situation. What if I would have made a video? What if my pictures would have been shared around the school? People do that. I cannot name a virgin that I know not one. I regret every day of my life that I became sexually active at a young age. I am a Christian and love going to church, and the guilt is sometimes overwhelming. I know it was wrong, but it seems that for a guy like you now, you have to have sex with him. Girls are sexually active at age 11 and 12, and all because they think it's the way to get a guy. If we don't put a stop to things, it can only get worse. Officer Shores, and most importantly, God has given me a second chance. I told Officer Shores that I have always felt like I have been called out to speak about bullying because I've been bullied before. Officer Shores asked me if I would be willing to speak out about sexting, and I immediately said yes. So Officer Shores and myself are working together to put a stop to this. This needs to stop, and parents need to take a stand and get the point across to their children to let them know it's a very serious and dangerous thing. This is not okay, and I hope my story will help others to realize this is a serious problem and it needs to stop now. Thank you.
She left my office and she said, before she left, she said, I like to write. She said, can I just go home and write down something and send it to you? I said, sure. That's what showed up on my email. And it wasn't no further discussion as far as I was concerned. That's what she was going to come here to read. So those are her words, not mine. And I encourage you to keep her in your thoughts and prayers as she goes through this. That's a good kid. So if you don't think your child will do it, her mom, her dad were sitting there and both just poured tears just streaming down their face, crying because they saw what I had to show them about Mike. She's a good kid, Goes to church, loves going to church, she says. Felt guilty because she becomes sexually active. But that, as you'll find out through the presentation, that's the thing to do. What got me started really passionate about this was a story about Jessica Logan. For interest of time, I'm not going to show this video. Jessica sent her boyfriend a picture of herself nude. Her boyfriend sent it to somebody else. She went through basically hell at school. She couldn't go to school because everybody's picking on her, saying this, saying that, saying all these other things. And she went to a funeral of a friend, and she came home and she hung herself. So I say all that to say we have got to get a hold of this situation before we lose more kids. Okay? We've got to get a hold of this situation. Let me kind of tell you about my journey. Everything I'm going to talk to you about in the next 5 minutes or so is Cleveland County. I'm not pulling this out of some statistics from somewhere else. This is happening in Cleveland County. I got a call from one of my school resource officers. They said, "Do you know anything about Yik Yak?" I said, "Yeah, I know about Yik Yak." They said, "Can you come up here? We have got some girls that are bullying some other girls through Yik Yak." What Yik Yak is an app kids can download on their phone and remain completely anonymous and get on there and say whatever in the world they want to say. You don't have to identify your name, you don't have to identify this, you don't have to do, you just get on there and you say. It has like a 3 to 5 mile radius. It was originally made for college campuses to kind of be like a blackboard situation where students at college campuses could communicate back and forth. But unfortunately, with the way society is turning today, it has turned into a bullying app where these girls were calling this girl bitch, whore, and all these things, and she had no idea who was doing it. But everybody at school had Yik Yak, could see. So when I got into the school, the school resource officer had one of us where you had a fight, and I showed that video in some of my cyberbullying where we had kids more interested in videotaping the fight than they were helping the guy and putting it on the internet. And then while I was there, the girl come in, tears streaming down her eyes. Make a long story short, 5 guys sitting around a lunchroom table created a Twitter account, downloaded a picture of a naked woman, photoshopped this girl in the school's head and put it on that naked picture and created a Twitter account and sent it out to everybody. Think she was embarrassed? She was embarrassed. So I decided then I needed to get out and start educating you, parents, about how bad this problem is. So I had my first class, had 21 people show up. And I'm so glad to see this many people here because all I did was just post it on Facebook and send it to a few friends. I really wasn't expecting this many, but thank you for coming. After my first class, a good friend of mine called me and said, "I need you to talk," I'll not call the daughter's name, "I need you to talk to my daughter." I said, "What?" She said, "Well, I found some bad pictures on her phone." I said, "Well, bring her up, I'll talk to her." She's 15 years old. She had downloaded this app called Kik, K-I-K. She was talking to 5 men that she had no idea who they were. And as I start strolling down the phone, I start seeing clothes come off. It went to bra and panties. And the very last picture was this girl completely nude with her legs spread wide open, sticking a Sharpie up in her vagina. 15 years old. That was a friend of mine's daughter. So that's why I try to tell people, if you don't think it won't happen to your child, you need to come and listen to what I've experienced. The mama busted out in tears when I showed her that picture. She left me, and I'm sitting there with the girl, and me and her have a conversation. I said, "Are you sexually active?" She says, "No. Never had sex before in my life." And I had no reason to doubt her. Why would she lie to me after what I just seen, you know? She said, "I never had sex before in my life." I said, "Why are you sending these pictures, these 5 guys you don't even know?" She said, "They made me feel sexy. They made me feel special." And you're going to learn that's a common theme with girls. And I'm going to talk about that here in just a few minutes, about what I think's got wrong with society and one of the reasons why they're doing it. In the meantime, My phone pops up this picture of this naked, looked like 11 or 12-year-old. It's from a woman I know. She said, I just got this off my son's phone. I called her. I ain't gonna text that. I said, what in the world? She said, I got it off my son's phone. One of his friends sent it to him saying that was his girlfriend. Okay? So then I had my second class. This was around January, February. After the second class, guess what I get a couple days later? A phone call from a parent. She said, my daughter is coming to your next class. I said, ma'am, my next class is geared toward adults, not geared toward teens. She said, I don't care. After what I found on my daughter's phone, she can come and sit through anything you got. I said, what did you find on your daughter's phone? She said, pictures and videos of her and another girl in my bathtub having sex on her phone. Any of you read the paper? Do you remember the Burns Middle School student, 11 years old, made a video of herself, completely nude, masturbating, saying, calling this guy's name, saying, come and F me. What does a sixth grader know about sex? This is the disturbing part. When we brought her in, Jesse, did you interview her?
Yes.
That's one of my detectives right there. Did she say this?
Absolutely.
Everybody is doing it. What did Maya tell you? Everybody's doing it. April 2015, parents bring a 14-year-old's phone, a video and pictures of her undressing. Puts her cell phone right there on the pillow, stands back, strips down completely nude. Parents, mom and daddy, which that's rare, mom and daddy, bring her in, and I'm sitting there talking to her. Guess what she tells me? Everybody is doing it. Folks, this is the culture that, and I'm going to talk more about that here in just a few minutes. We take a sexting report. I don't know where Jessica stands on this, but parents report, they find an 11-year-old. No, this is a different, Jess, sorry. Parents report, they found an 11-year-old was taking pictures and sending the guy. What she was doing, she was getting on wearing dresses to school. Okay? She's wearing dresses to school, but she wasn't wearing panties. So guess what she's taking pictures of with her cell phone? You got it, her crotch. You remember this? Lawndale man facing sex charges after he said young boy exchanged sexual pictures. That's wrong. That quote was wrong. This guy never sent a picture. It was all the 11-year-old boy. Okay? They're back there shaking their head because they know about it. Contacted him through the Xbox and convinced him to be a friend on Facebook where he talked him into sending nude pictures. How many of you kids got Xbox? Do they have access to the internet? If they do, I never thought they'd go through Xbox. But they've gone through Xbox and communicate through Xbox. Then I thought I'd seen it all. Parents report 8-year-old trading nude pictures with 3 men via Xbox, iPad, and Snapchat. 8 years old. What grade is that? Third grade. Third grade. Boy gets on his Xbox, ends up getting on the internet, gets to chatting with this guy. Guy convinces him to send him pictures of his wee-wee. Kids don't understand it, and we're going to talk about that. They don't understand the consequences, and we'll talk about that age here in just a minute. April 27th, parent brings me in a phone, look through the phone, guess what I'm finding? Naked pictures, and Jessica can tell you, these aren't just little bitty snapshot pictures. I'm talking about X-rated pictures, folks. They get completely naked. April 29th, we are working a communicating threat issue. We seize a 15 and 16-year-old phone. We have a machine in our office that downloads or dumps phones. We'll talk more about that too. Guess what we find out they're doing? On her phone, we find pictures of him, and on his phone, we find pictures of her naked. They're sexted. We just stumbled upon this one. May 20th, what I call the fight. 2 boys at the cafeteria lunchroom during school. Everybody get the phones out, looking through the photos. All of a sudden, this one pops up with this girl naked. And the guy jerks the phone away from him, and the other guy says, oh, don't worry about that. I know what she looks like naked. And a fight breaks out. If I got your attention yet? This is Cleveland County, folks. If I don't get your attention, I hope I got your attention. Because everybody's doing it. I asked our guy that downloads our phones, I said, Micah, I said, approximately how many phones have we downloaded over the last 6 months? He said, conservatively 100. I said, of those phones, how many of them have been under, if we took from somebody under age 18? He said, conservatively 20. I said, of those 20, how many can show you child porn? He said, all 20. And he said, the sad part is, the other 80 that are adults' phones, a third of them had child porn on them. That's the facts. Let's read this, and here's where this and the next couple videos. I really want you to pay attention. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm here trying to give you information. For those of you who follow me on Facebook, know that I'm serious about this. I'm passionate. I do a lot of research on this. But this right here was read at the 2013 Psychiatric Association meeting in California. Let's read it. It says, regardless of addictive patterns, our results showed that the more addicted that youth were, the more severe the psychopathologist was. Study investigator Wong-Hung Lee, professor of psychiatry at the Catholic University School of Medicine. The number of adolescents addicted to smartphone use will increase because the popularization of smartphones is an inevitable social trend. And the younger they are, the more vulnerable they are. This has become a social issue, and they noted it has negatively affected their study, said Dr. Lee. 41.3% of youth reported excess gaming, 12% reported abnormal behavior after losing their smartphone, 9.3% reported conflict with parents, and 9% reported using their smartphone to look at obscene materials. How many of you have teens that have a smartphone? Take it away from them, what do you get? I had 75 7th and 8th graders sitting in front of me at Burns Middle School. I posed this question. I said, you got to go 2 days without food or 2 days without cell phone. I said, how many of you would choose 2 days without food? Every one of them raised their hand. They will go hungry before they give up that phone. Are they addicted? These are highly predictive of addiction. Remember that word right there, addiction, because you're going to hear that again, said Dr. Lee. Our earlier studies showed that the using in particular situations also associated with smartphone addiction, such as using it when going to bed or in the bathroom. Amen. I can attest to that. These girls that I'm finding are getting up in the middle of the night, using their cell phones, videotaping themselves, or they're slipping in the bathroom, you know, doing the selfie pose. Recently, we also heard smartphone overuse by youth is associated with depression, more exposure to obscene material, and even suicide. I agree with that 110% through my own personal experience. The study of nearly 200 adolescents showed that those who were very high users of smartphones had significantly more problematic behaviors, including somatic symptoms, attention deficits, and aggression than those who were low users. That's a psychiatrist's opinion, okay? What does he say? Basically, in a nutshell, smartphones are addictive, okay? And then in another nutshell, are they good for you teens? Okay, let's watch something right here. Most of you have seen this, but listen to what the professional says, okay? It's just a clip. Listen to what the lady says or what they say about it.
Tonight, CMS police are still trying to identify dozens of middle and high school girls after nude pictures of them were shared online.
Just yesterday, we told you the students at 3 schools had access to the 75 pictures. All new tonight, Eyewitness News anchor Blair Miller found out how widespread of a problem this is among teens.
Natalie, local experts say this is a problem that is much bigger than most people think, and that parents must do more to make sure they know what their child is doing.
Here at Huff High tonight, questions about what's next after police found a photo-sharing website used to post 75 nude pictures of middle and high school girls, some as young as 14. Sources say police believe a middle school boy created the account. and shared the pictures with friends at Huff and at Bradley and Bailey Middle Schools. Now, many say the focus shifts to parents. Wendy Petrikoff from Charlotte Parenting Solutions says technology has become the latest form of substance abuse for teens.
Kids are not equipped to deal with the emotional stress that comes with this.
She points to studies that show 20% of all teens have sent a sexually explicit text before, and that alone should prompt parents to get it up.
Parents need to know is that they need to be approachable and they need to be informed.
CMS told Eyewitness News today it is considering to host an engagement session with parents at Huff High and the 2 middle schools to talk about the dangers of social media. CMS board member Rhonda Lennon, who represents that district, posted this message on Facebook to parents, saying, "Take time to talk to your kids. Sending the pics is distribution of child porn. This could be a devastating and life-changing situation for these kids. Please make sure you sit down and have this talk. I did this afternoon."
As for that engagement session with parents, the district is still planning it and wants to make sure the parents are part of this
How many
discussion.
photos? 75. That's 75 girls that took pictures of themselves nude in 2 middle school and 1 high school in Charlotte. Does anybody know where Charlotte is? Maya, is it a problem in Cleveland County? It is a problem. That bothers me that 75 girls allowed their pictures to get out, but this boy is he's destroyed because now he's facing 75 counts of disseminating child pornography. So I'm sure there's no school going to house him. They're going to have to go to some alternative school. Did you hear the word substance abuse? That this is the new substance abuse. Kind of like crack cocaine. Now, what did Dr. Lee say? Is it addictive? What did this professional say? Did she say something like it's the new substance abuse? All right, we've got one more professional. I want you to listen to the kids, but also listen to what the professional says.
I don't like talking to people, so I already text you.
I can't concentrate without texting.
It does affect my schoolwork. I can't let my phone go.
Mine stay right next to me on.
I would say I am addicted.
Texting teenagers, consumed by it, morning, noon, and night.
I get up at a certain time of night just to check my phone and see like who's texting me, what's going on Facebook or anything.
I have no respect.
I get frustrated when people don't text me back and I send you a message that irritates me. So I downloaded the app on my phone that shows me when you read my message, so I know that you get it.
These days, the clicking of those thumbs have gone from sending fewer words to more images, graphic images.
I have a sexting addiction. If someone texts me, they might start the conversation off talking about sex, and I'll just go therefore with them just talking about sex, about if we're going to have sex, what kind of clothes I have on at the moment. It could be pictures at times. Not naked pictures, maybe pictures of like a sports bra and shorts, but that's it, nothing else.
Recently, 2 people at school, she sent a picture to him and he ended up getting mad at her, so he's sending mine this week.
We have 2 11, 12-year-old children that are sexting.
Donna McKinley has worked closely with teenagers for 30 years as a youth culture specialist.
They'll actually have group sex, where you've got 3 or 4 people texting together and talking themselves through sexual acts.
Features like FaceTime and Skype on cell phones have made sharing that explicit video much easier.
I wasn't ever going to do it until there was a time where a boy texted me and started talking about it, and after that I just got used to it, and like I've been doing it since then.
The explanation behind why children sext is in how their minds function. McKinley says the section of the brain that processes emotions is fully formed by preteen age, but the portion which deals with reasoning isn't developed until at least age 25. And that's not all.
The same part of the brain that a drug touches is the same part of the brain that sexual actual addiction cases. It's the same thing.
That's one reason. She says parents who cite sexting as a reason to give their child a fancy cell phone should think twice about their decision.
It's like telling the child, I want you to be safe, so therefore I'm going to give you a loaded gun to carry in your purse.
And what's happening over widespread technology networks is having a direct impact on young girls' self-esteem.
If no one responds to my text, I'm going to feel like, oh my God, did I say something wrong or they didn't like what I said?
My mood definitely does change when I don't receive a text message. First, people I like. So, yeah, I kind of get angry.
You feel important when somebody, wake up like, oh, I want to text Tradisha, You feel important if somebody want to text you like, oh, they think about
You need to snoop. You're not your child's friend, you are the parent.
The solution, McKinley says, is for parents to intervene immediately and unapologetically.
If you have a teenager, you should be taking that phone away from them at 10 o'clock at night. You need to be looking at what's been going on their cell phone. I have a good kid, my kid doesn't do da 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 da. It is a part of their culture.
The brain is fully formed when? It's about 25. Me and Mike had a lot of conversations. We've been riding up and down the road together, going to some of these classes, and Maya's told me that, yeah, I thought about it, but, I really wasn't worried about it. And I told her, I said, I'm going to mention that. I'm not insulting you. It's just teens don't think about the consequences. And obviously, the sexual addiction is the same thing. Is if you get addicted to crack, if you get addicted to this sexting and all this stuff, it's just like getting addicted to drugs. Is that what she said? Yes. Is that what the psychiatrist said? Is that what the other lady said? Okay? Now, I'm not here. Now, I do have a lot of parents leave and tell me, hey, you went home taking their kids' cell phones away from them. That's not what I'm preaching. Okay? I'm preaching you need to be aware of what's going on with your kids' cell phone. Okay? Are we addicted as adults? Yes. I found this very interesting. We had our in-service training about when we were able to search cell phones instant to arrest. The Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court in his ruling made this statement, and I just found this so interesting. In the High Court's opinion, Chief Justice John Roberts used some of the same data and analogies that James used in his friend of the court brief, including that 72% of smartphone owners keep their phones within arm's reach most of the time, and 12% say they use their smartphones in the shower. That comes from the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. He made that comment in the ruling which says we cannot search your cell phone instant to arrest. I just found that for the Chief Justice to go out his way to talk about smartphones, but according to Medical Daily, 20% of adults use smartphones during sex. Do we see sex on TV? Yes. Music, magazines, books? Why do we have a TV show named Teen Moms? I mean, because that's just basically telling other teens it's okay for you to be a mom. And I was flipping through the Discovery Channel the other night, and y'all know where I'm going with this one. Have you ever seen the Naked and Afraid show? You love it. For those of you who have never seen it, it's two people get completely naked. One's a man, one's a woman. They've never met each other. They meet each other on a deserted island or someplace, and they spend 21 days together completely nude. Come on. What does that tell our kids? It's okay. Why do kids sexting? Let's read this. Normalization is defined as a process by which an idea, concept, or behavior becomes an accepted part of societal culture. Once this occurs, it's considered just the way it is and becomes viewed as beneficial or preferential. Are we living in a society where we say that's just the way it is? Let me show you some stuff and you tell me, how old do our little girls get before we start hurting them up and making them feel like they got to look sexy? Okay? That girl right there may be 4, maybe 5, I don't know. When I was growing up, if that come across my TV, the FCC would have shut it down, and I'm not that old, because right there sits my dad. Okay? But now, is that just the way it is? Is that how we advertise hamburgers?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, see the hamburger?
Oh.
That's my point. That's my point. Hello, the light came on. All right. What advertisement is that for? What kind of jeans? Lee, in small letters. Look at this. Okay. Do any of you shop at Abercrombie and Fitch? What does that say? That man's naked.
Yeah.
What does that say to the kids that see these advertisements? It's okay to be naked. Now, this is the one that just really gets me. The next two really get me. Why does a 10-year-old need a thong?
They don't.
They are marketing thongs for our kids as the age of 10. Okay? So what are they trying to say? 10-year-olds get a thong, look sexy, it's okay to wear a thong, blah, blah, blah. What does this say to our girls? Who needs credit cards? If I need to turn the lights down, most of you will recognize where that price label's from. That tells the girl, you don't need to go get a job. You don't, all the money you need to make is right under them panties. I saw a thing on Facebook today where a girl was saying, look what I made within an hour. Her hair was pink all over to the side, and she was counting out $500. She said, look what I just made in an hour. I know what she did. You didn't have to tell me. Sexting by minor teens is one of the most recent technological concerns for parents and professionals. I hope you agree with that now. Teen sexting is all the way magnifying girls' fantasies of being a star in their own movies and boys locked in a room bragging about sexual conquest. It's a perfect storm of technology and hormones. I should not, teens have a romantic view of love, not a realistic. And I asked, what were you doing as a teen? And I shouldn't say this because my dad's sitting here, but when I was growing up, I was mischievous. I felt like if I got a hold of a Playboy book, that was something pretty good, you know? But what is it now? What is it boys want now, Monty? Sex and what else? What do they want from you? Nudes. Nudes. That's the first time I ever call it that. Nudes. This is what they're doing. The black dots I put over that, folks. This was according to this class I went to. 1 out of 5 teens will receive a sexual image on their cell phone. 8 out of 10 of them will send it to somebody else. And the way technology is today, 150 in less than 10 seconds will be able to see that image. It spreads that fast. So I decided, I said, well, I wanted to go and find out how bad the problem was in Cleveland County. And I made a fatal mistake. I went to high schools. I should have went to middle schools because I'm finding out the problem is more in middle schools. But this is just what I found out in high schools. I talked to 148 teens, black, white, Hispanic, advanced kids, lower kids. I mean, I was pulling them out of it. Teachers I knew, I was saying, I just want to talk to you kids. I said, do you know what sexting is? How many of the 148 of the kids I've talked to knew what it was? All 148. Have you ever received a sexual image on your cell phone? 96 of the 148 said they had. Now, I'm in uniform. I'm a cop. I know that's probably skewed because some of them are going to be scared to tell me the truth, right? Because they're scared I'm going to get them in trouble. Then I said, have you ever sent out a sexual image using your cell phone? Well, believe it or not, 24 at least said they did. Is that accurate? No. You remember the little 15-year-old girl that her mama sent to my class that she found her in the bathtub with the other girl? She said she's coming to my next class. Well, she came to my next class, and I got to that right there. She raised her hand. I thought, oh my goodness, what's getting ready to come out of her mouth? So she said, that's not right. I said, what do you mean that's not right? She said, all my friends told me they remember you asking them that question. They lied because they scared you was going to get them in trouble. So that number is not right. It's higher. A lot higher. I asked this the other day, Maya, if I put 100 girls right here in front of me and I asked 100 of them, have you ever sent out a sexual image on your phone? If they honestly answered me, what would the number be out of 100?
Probably right around all 100.
Probably about around all 100. Have you ever been bullied by someone using a cell phone? 64 out of the 148 or 43% said they had. Have you ever bullied someone using a cell phone? Believe it or not, 32 admitted they had bullied someone using a cell phone. Here's where I really gets interesting. I said, is there anything else you would like for me to say to parents, counselors, or teachers? I got these. Causes people to commit suicide. Kids are hearing this. Tell your kids don't do it. You need to go to jail. Keep a check on your kids. Watch your kids. Be open with your kids. Would y'all say those are fair responses?
Yes.
Yes. Well, I had a little cheerleader come walking in. I was in the SRO's office, and she come in and took it. She was there, they was getting ready to go to a football or basketball game or something. She was in her cheerleading outfit. And this is what she told me. Parents don't need to get so mad. People can pressure you into it. It's hard not to. Y'all don't need to get so mad because the pressure is so hard on them. They feel like they have to. This is my favorite part. They need to tell the kids don't show their face. So all y'all go home and tell your kids when they start sending these new pictures, they don't need to show their face. That's a joke, ha-ha. I mean, you know, come on, laugh a little bit. I'm not, you know, that, but I thought that was kind of humorous that this kid told me this. And this next response is when I called the counselor. I was trying to get myself noticed. I felt like nobody liked me. I fell alone. What did she just tell me she'd been doing? She admitted to me, started crying and all this, and I was like, uh-oh, I've stuck myself in something I shouldn't do. And then I had a coach, she said this, it's rampant. I coach 2 girls' sports teams, and they tell me how they get boys to send them pictures. It's not just boys enticing girls, it goes both ways. All these phones that I see, Maya's boyfriend, I saw him. All these other phones that I see from girls, I see the boyfriend. It goes both ways, trust me. Why? Maybe for a joke, but these bottom 2 is why I really feel the feel sexy is the one I honestly believe in, or pressure. As Maya tells me that she felt like that was the only way to keep her boyfriend because she said if she didn't do it, there would be some girl out there that would, and she'd lose her boyfriend. And these magical words seem to get it all the time with the girls especially. I love you, or if you love me, you will. When the mind is not fully formed, don't understand consequences, what are they going to do? They don't send it, right? So what is my message to you as parents? You've got to be nosy. As that woman said, and it's opposite now, I think, you're parent first, friend second. And I think a lot of parents have got that reversed. They're friend, then parent. Okay? And I've talked to all these people. Jessica talks to them, and this is kind of what I feel like today's society is. We send our kids to school. We bring them home. We got to send them to some kind of practice, whether it be softball, baseball, whatever. They come home, we throw some food in them, and then we send them off to play. And what are they playing on? Phones, computers, whatever. Where in that scenario did we sit down and talk with our kids and say, how was your day? Do you feel okay today? These girls, they say they want to feel like they belong. But these parents are sitting, and trust me, if you don't tell them you love them, if you don't sit down and talk with them, they will find somebody to tell them that on the internet. That's right. There's plenty of them that will tell them that on the internet. Hey, you look so pretty. You look so, because they can convince 8-year-olds into doing it, and all the way up to 20-year-olds. So if you need to talk with your kids, you need to have an open relationship with your kids. You need to talk to them about you care about them, you're concerned about them, because we all want to feel loved, right? If you don't show it to your kids, they'll find it. And unfortunately, it's going to be on the internet. Sextortion, human trafficking. Technology is so bad that I know of a situation where a guy and girl, she was a minister's daughter. She had sex with her boyfriend. Unbeknownst to her, her boyfriend videotaped them having sex. She felt guilty. She didn't want to do it no more. So she told her boyfriend, I don't want to have sex anymore, I feel guilty. He said, oh, yes, you will. And she said, no, right. And he showed her the video. He said, if you don't have sex, I will show this to your mom and daddy, your preacher, and everybody else. She ended up having sex. Yep, guess what else? She ended up having sex with 5 of his friends. Just to keep that video from being released. Technology is a good thing. Technology is a bad thing. 3 things I want you to remember. The world can see it. How many of you here have Facebook? Don't ever think if you put something on Facebook, it's private. How many of you read all that 20-something pages of I accept when you clicked on Facebook? If it's free, it's not private. You gave them permission to come in and watch what you're doing through your cookies. For those of you who have a Facebook account, has this ever happened to you? You get on Google and you search for something. And then the next day or two, all of a sudden you get all these emails about that thing you were looking for, about special rates and all this. And you thought, man, somebody read my mind. That ever happen to anybody? They didn't read your mind, they watched you. Okay? Because you let Facebook come in, you let Twitter come in, you let Instagram come in and monitor what you're doing. It's never, ever private. The world can see it. It's never deleted. I can take every one of your phones right back to my office and call my little guy in, Micah, and say, download these phones. I can see everything you've ever texted, every picture you've ever taken and or received. And let me give you some information why I hate texting. For those of you who know me, know I just hate it. I'd rather pick up the phone and talk to somebody. And one of the reasons I think we got to texting, we've become so impersonal. Because you can read a text so many different ways. I've had texts I've sent to people not meaning nothing at all bad, and they're like, why'd you send that way for? And I'm like, no, I just sent it to tell you, but they took it the wrong way. So let me tell you an instance where 2 women could have lost their husbands. We're investigating an assault where a woman got brutally assaulted. She goes to the end of the driveway, texts a friend, says, I've been beat up by my husband, I'm at the end of the driveway. She texts another friend, I think I need stitches. Texts another friend, I think I need some gas, come get me, blah, 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 blah. Guess what the DA wanted to prosecute that case? Those text messages. We went to the ladies, we said, ladies, we have enough probable cause to get a search warrant for your phone, but we would like for you to give us consent to search your phone. 2 of them busted out in tears and said, please don't tell my husband what you find on him. And we have yet to this day shared that. But it was on there. Okay? It's never deleted. So your phone could be subject. If somebody starts texting you about a crime or something, you better be careful. You might want to pick up that phone and call them. Because you never know when your phone may end up in court because somebody texts you something that is needed by the district attorney to prosecute the case. Yes, ma'am.
And you keep distinguishing about phones, but what about iPods and tablets and...
If it sends a message, I'm talking about it. Okay?
So what do you do as a parent if you find out that your child has sent something and you've got the other parent saying, yes, we've deleted it, or,
Not deleted.
It's not deleted. And what I recommend to people is to call us and notify us that, because people are going to get images sometimes. I mean, I get stuff sent to my phone. I'm like, who is that? And sometimes and I've had people call me that's got sexual images, and they call me and say, look, I got this sexual image. Just call me and let me know, then delete it. Or let law enforcement know. That way we know. We're not knowing you're going around, because that's how we catch these predators, these real honest 40, 50, 60-year-old men who are exchanging these 3- and 4-year-old pictures of these little kids. They get on the computer, iPad, cell phone, whatever. They look at them, they share them, then they do what? They delete them. But forensically, we can go in there and retrieve them, and that's what we do to get that. We retrieve that from iPads, cell phones. We don't have one for the computer, but we can send it to the FBI in Charlotte and pull everything off the computer. All right, it's never deleted. I talked about that. And we're at electronics. The electronics, any kind of electronics, need to go with you to bed. You don't need to let your kid take the cell phone to bed because they're gonna get up in the middle of the night and they're gonna text. Or you ready to see the video where she woke up in the middle of the night to see who had texted her. You need to take every bit of electronics you got to bed with you. Before you send, post, tweet, or upload, you need to think about this. I don't care if the world sees it. Because back to your point, if I send her a text and it's private between me and her, I think it's private, but can she send it to everybody in this room? It's out of my control then. It's out of my control. That's why I say, get on that phone and talk to people. Because she could get mad at me someday and send, if I just said something ugly about you, she could send that text to you, then you could send it to everybody. So before you send, post, tweet, or upload, and that's even pictures. And some of you will go home and take your pictures down when I show you something in just a few minutes. But before you post anything, or tweet, or whatever, I don't care if the world sees. I have a Facebook. For those of you who follow me know that. I want everybody to see what I'm posting. And most of it's usually about this. Because I'm passionate about this. I don't care that you send it to the world. Let's get the world in here, let's talk about it. Okay? It cannot be brought back. I have talked about that in her reading. She said once you send it, she can't bring it back. And what does www stand for? World Wide Web. Once it gets on the web, the world can see it. Think before you do it. This mom was trying to prove a point to this girl. I took only 15 minutes. This thing was shared 150 times, 150,000 times, and in the 15, I didn't go through all the shares, but in the 15 minutes I looked, I found every state in the United States, along with these foreign countries, that somebody had said, this is where I'm at, I've seen it. That I am convinced that if I went through all those 150 shares, 150,000 shares, I would have found every country in the world that this picture showed up at. Once it's out there, it's out there. Okay? I'm going to skip this in the interest of time. This is where I ended up in the Philippines because of an arrest I made. But for those of you who want to see it, stay afterwards and I'll show it to you. Child pornography. Child pornography is defined as this. The uncovered or less than opaquely covered human genitals, pubic hair, or buttocks, or the nipple, or any portion of the areola of the human female breast. Covered human male genitals in a discernibly turgid state. If a picture of someone under the age of 18, and it shows any of that, it's child pornography. Okay, that basically covers everything. And what's amazing is a lot of people don't, if you don't understand that when I'll explain it to you, but you don't have to be naked on the boys. But, so if your little 17-year-old gets out of the shower and takes a picture of herself naked, does her phone now contain child pornography? Technically, yes. Okay? That's the definition of under 18. Now, is it against the law for me to download a picture of a woman 25 years of age naked and send it out? Is it against the law? Yes.
Yes.
In North Carolina, it's called disseminating obscenities. It's a lower class felony, but it's still a felony. Okay? This could be up to a class C, child pornography. All right. Get your cell phones out. You keep yours up. I done tried it. We'll be here all night trying to get you figured out. But anyway, go to App Store. Then I want you to go to search. Okay? When you get to search, I want you to type in hidden, H-I-D-D-E-N.
I'm sorry.
Hidden, H-I-D-D-E-N. Space, not just hit the space and move it. Images, I-M-A-G-E-S, space, apps. and then hit search. How many of you have found it? Oh, hello.
360.
The one that bothers me the most that's on my phone is there's one that's an Easter egg hunt. What is someone, who's going to download an Easter egg hunt? A child. So what is a hidden app? Let me show you kind of what a hidden app is. I've downloaded one on my phone just to kind of show you. Most of them are calculators, okay? I downloaded this calculator. You pick it up as a parent and you put 2 + 2 = 4. Working calculator. You as a parent, oh, kid's got a calculator. But when I downloaded, when you download those apps that you're all looking at, this is what they ask you for a secret code. So I type in my secret code that you didn't see, and now I can hide pictures, videos, files, contacts, passwords, browsers, anything on the hide in that app. And as you as a parent pick it up, think it's a calculator. You as a parent pick up that Easter egg hunt, you think, oh, my child has downloaded an Easter egg hunt. And you watch them play the game. It works. But when you're not around, guess what they're hiding from you? Pictures or whatever they want to hide. The way I can tell you about the calculators, I can't tell you about all the other ones. The calculator on your phone cannot be deleted. If you go home and you find your child has 2 calculators, you need to start asking some questions. I have to tell this story because to this day I still laugh when I saw how high this boy come out of his chair. I was talking about this at some Boy Scouts. And I said, their parents were with them. I said, how many of you got 2 calculators on your phone? This one boy about to come out of his chair trying to raise his hand over here. About that time I looked at him and he realized that I knew what I was talking about. I said, would you like to share what's on that calculator? No, sir. Would you like to tell your daddy why you got? No, sir. Anyway, I went on to tell, but he didn't think nothing about it. He thought he was going to be big and bad. Just raised his hand that he had 2 calculators, and his daddy probably had a long talk with him going home because I'm sure he had naked pictures hidden in that app. But that's just there. How many did you say you had? 387?
360.
360? It grows every day. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you what all these apps are. Okay? I went over to Garden Web and did this, and I showed this, but I'm not going to show it. If you want to see porn, you can see it right here. If your kid can get on Facebook or Twitter, and they can type in /sexting pics or sexting pictures, there's no firewall. If you get on Facebook, there's no firewalls going to catch it. Because I clicked on that Garden Web, and the teacher jumped up and said, we got firewalls, you don't need to be showing that. I said, all I went through was Facebook and hit sexting pictures after. And you're going to see all kinds of sexting pictures. All right. I'm just going to talk a little bit. This is more for you. It does affect kids, but again, if you need to leave, go ahead. This is my pet peeve. Stop putting on social media when you're out of town. We have so many people put that on there, and they come home and they say, oh, I wonder what my house got listened into. Because you told the whole world you was going to be out of town. We have criminals do nothing but sit and look at social media. And if they see vacation pictures, do you think you can be tracked? I'm going to show you that here in just a minute, how you can be tracked. Tracking. GPS tracking system, smartphones. If you have GPS, or you can talk to that little woman and get directions on your phone, you can be tracked. Okay, most of you probably, I picked up your phone, I did this presentation today, and I picked up a woman's phone, and she about fell off the floor because I told her where she'd been in the last 24 hours. You can be tracked. You need to go, if you have it, I'll tell you right quick how to do it. Go to your settings, go to privacy. When you get to privacy, go to how many of you see location services? Is it on? You need to turn it off. If you got it on, you can be tracked.
So, but when you use your GPS,
you got to turn it back on.
Then you have to
turn it back on. If you want to find out where all you've been, just keep on going through there, and you can go on to Mine's off, so I don't know where it's at, but you can go in there, it'll tell you exactly everywhere you've been in the last several days, okay? Bluetooth and Wi-Fi are very dangerous for folks. They were telling me about this today, and I figured it out. They were saying, what is it about kids? They don't have, there's an app they can download, but they don't have internet service, but they can go through Bluetooth. What that is an app they can download on their phone. If they get around Wi-Fi or they get around somebody's Bluetooth, they go through their Bluetooth or through their Wi-Fi and get on the internet. So if you think your child's not on the internet and their phone doesn't connect to them, but they download that app, they can get on the internet. On Wi-Fi or you're on Bluetooth and you're on your phone, there's people out there that have ability to insert invisible apps into your phone where they can track you. Scary stuff. Have any of you seen the thing about where the guys was in New York were sitting on the side of the road with their cell phones shutting down the brake systems of people?
Yeah.
The brake systems of cars, they were getting on their phone and people was riding by because everything's computerized. They were shutting off the people's brake systems. We are getting too reliant on technology because when it gets to the point where it's going to start causing safety, I have an issue with it. All right. How many of you have Facebook and post your kids' stuff on there? Let me read you a scenario. The guy sends you a friend request, you don't know him, but he's got a cute profile picture. So you accept his friend request. It's your baby's girl's first day of school. She looks so cute in her new outfit, you just have to take a picture and put it on Facebook so all your friends and family can see. You're so excited dropping her off that you check in to her school on Facebook saying, I can't believe how big she's gotten, time sure flies. One proud mom and daddy right here. Any of you ever saw that on Facebook? Meanwhile, the mystery guy whose friend request you hurriedly accepted earlier this morning is saving that picture you posted on your daughter in her cute new outfit to his phone and is texting it to 60 other grown men across the world with the caption, American female, age 5, brown hair, brown eyes, $5,000. Not only did you provide a picture of your little girl to the child trafficker, you handed him the name and exact location of her school on a silver platter. Because what did you have on when you posted on Facebook? You had on your location. You go to pick her up at 3 o'clock this afternoon, but she's nowhere to be found. Little did you know your precious baby was sold to a 43-year-old pedophile before you even stepped foot off the campus this morning. Now she's on her way to South Africa with a bag over her head, confused and terrified. Everybody loves technology. Guess what this guy did? Man steals 83 pictures of a 9-year-old girl from Facebook and posts a child porn website. This is what the mother said. He was one of my closest friends. I got a phone call from Homeland Security. He had told everybody that he was her father and he got to molest her every single day. And when he was using her pictures to trade with other fathers that are on this website that molest their children, he took the innocent and made it something terrible. Fully clothed, the woman was proud of her little 9-year-old daughter. You don't know how easy it is to copy and paste off Facebook. He took those 83 pictures and shared them in another country with other pedophiles. This girl, how many of you photo bucket? Ever heard of it? Do you use it? Anybody use it? Well, let's make sure your kids don't use it. Let me show you something right here.
When you meet Angie Verona, you can't help but notice her smile wherever she goes. Angie's one of those kids who just always seems to be smiling, even as we ask her about the pictures that changed her life. You're famous.
I wouldn't say famous, I'd say more like infamous. Like, okay, wait, I need to get rid of this smile, hold on.
A good kid, a great future, you'd hope. But what happened to this Miami teen 4 years ago nearly destroyed her.
The girls were really cruel. Like, everyone was saying, oh, I'm gonna become a porn star, and how, like, I'm such a slut for doing that. Like, I don't want this to ever happen to anyone else.
What happened to Angie Verona is every parent's nightmare in the digital age, a cautionary tale for our time. Angie was 14. She had a boyfriend, her first, and like so many teens and young people today, she took some racy pictures of herself. So here they are, a few photographs of a 14-year-old girl in bra and panties taken for her first boyfriend.
No one ever thinks that, yeah, I'm gonna take these pictures and it's gonna end up all over the internet. You just do it for yourself.
Yes, Angie's pictures ended up all over the internet, all over, including some of the scuzziest pedophile corners of the web.
It was depressing. Like at first I was like, I can't believe this is happening. Then I cried a lot.
Google search Angie's name and you get more than 600,000 results, more than 55,000 images, all there against her will, all of it beyond her or anyone's power to stop. You see, Angie stored her pictures online on a website called PhotoBucket. She used a password to protect them, to make sure no one but her boyfriend could see them. But like a lot of other girls who do the same thing, she got hacked. Do you regret taking those pictures?
Hell yeah. I mean, yes.
You do.
If I could go back in time, I would have listened to my parents, stayed off the internet, stayed off my phone, and only used it for emergencies.
Angie is not alone. A recent survey suggests 1 in 5 teen girls has electronically sent or posted online nude or semi-nude images of themselves.
I know people who still send out pictures, and after knowing everything that's happened to me, they still say it can't happen to me, it's not gonna happen to me.
Angie's pictures went viral. She's been stalked, her home and daily whereabouts discussed and posted on porn websites and pedophile chat rooms. And those discussions include rape fantasies and other sick scenarios. Angie's father, Juan, has lived this nightmare too. How did it feel that your daughter was essentially being traded in these porn sites for pedophiles?
It's frightening. We're wary, we're vigilant, so we have the police, working with us.
Have you been worried about her physical safety?
I go crazy if I concentrate on it. You always have that worry.
It was all too much. The family called the police, even the FBI, but there was little they could do. The pictures were not technically obscene because Angie was not naked in them. Angie tried to fight her tormentors online, which only made things worse. The kids at school, as you might expect, were merciless.
It's just sad how people don't know the story and yet they're so quick to judge and call me names. So mostly I guess the name calling is the hardest to get over. And there was these mean girls too that would send the pictures, they even showed it to my teachers. At that point my parents moved me from that school.
Angie moved schools twice, and she has now chosen to homeschool her final months of high school. She tried to run away. She started using drugs. She thought about killing herself.
I went through a lot of issues. I put my parents through a lot. At points I'd go crazy on them when it wasn't their fault, and I'd run away. And I'd make them find me and whatnot, because I wanted to feel loved, because I wasn't getting loved by anyone. There was always criticism. And I kind of took it out on them, and that's what hurts me the most, that I had to take everything out on them just to feel good about myself.
Were you ever afraid you might lose her?
Yes.
It was a bad time.
As parents, I think you never give up. You should never give up on your children, because you don't know what tortures they're going through internally.
So maybe you're thinking, didn't Angie bring this on herself? Some of her critics online even say it's all a publicity stunt.
They think I did this on purpose to get the fame and the popularity, but in fact the truth is I don't want to do anything having to be famous.
What do you say to people who say that you're partly to blame, Angie?
I am. I took the pictures. I mean, in a way I hold myself responsible, which kind of hurts me too because it could have all been prevented. But when they say I'm part to blame, I agree.
And she's had a chance to think about why she and so many other girls in our society feel pressured to do this.
And it's hard for teenage girls now. So much pressure on us to feel beautiful, to be accepted. Girls send it out just to feel loved.
Today, Angie is living at home with Juan and Maria, and she's still with that first boyfriend she sent her pictures to 4 years ago, that they broke up during all the craziness. They all somehow seem stronger, and Angie's got something to say to all the creeps out there who exploited and tormented her for years. Some of them are probably watching this. What would you say to them?
They need to get their life off the internet and into like reality. Girls are more than just their looks, it's the personality as well. Yeah.
One girl's journey through the digital hell. And now, smiling, Angie Verona is taking her life back.
What was the common theme again? Why did she send them? She wanted to feel loved.
Yep.
Do we hear something going on here that's not just in Miami, it's not in Charlotte, it's not here in Cleveland County? Data of as many as 4 million current and former federal employees and retirees were stolen. I can assure you that the FBI, CIA, and Secret Service had the best firewalls available. If somebody's able to hack in and get federal employees information, the little stuff we do is nothing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because these were Secret Service agents, FBI agents, CIA, DEA. You would think they had the best protection of anybody, but they got hacked and 4 million of them lost their information. Hackers steal 4.5 million patients' records from multi-state hospital network, 3 million customer credit debit cards stolen in Michael's and Aaron Brothers breaches. Home Depot hacked 57 million cards at risk. Target 40 million credit cards compromised. Banking heist deals up to $1 billion. Just these numbers right here is over 1 million people. That's either their credit card has been stolen or their information about themselves has been stolen. 100 million. This is just the beginning of what's getting ready to happen, folks. You got to play an active role, as I talked about, in your child's life. If you don't play an active role, they're going to get on the internet and they're going to find somebody to play an active role in. You got to talk to your kids. You got to contact your local cell phone provider. I'll show you some good stuff here. Put the charger in your room, place the computer in the family room. Keep those electronics up and away, especially when they go to bed. It takes us all. Here's just a few sites. The one that I've heard is one of the better ones is teensafe.com. It's my understanding that you have to get that app on your phone, that if they get a text, you get the text. If they send a picture, you get the picture, so you know exactly what they're doing. The lady told me Net Nanny was good, but you kind of had to stay on it. But anyway, but all these cost a little bit. I don't know how much they are, but you know, for your child's safety, you know, I don't know what amount you're willing to put on them.
So the teensafe.com, that's just a website to go to find these, or that's an app?
No, you go there and just follow the group. Yeah. None of these are specific apps. These are just locations to go to. Okay.